yes, there is people who can have bad feelings about it. The worst was in UAE.
Really?
Yes, I actually.
You have to be careful who you nutmeg. Your visa is very important.
Yeah, but don't worry, I have my relationship, no problem. No, I will say, like, first of all, I get the respect with the ball. And that's, I think, why kids start to play football. Because with the football, you can actually get the respect from your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And even though the guy in front of me will get humiliated, I get his respect because his friends will respect me. And it was really the case at the beginning when I go to street event and stuff like that. But the last time in UAE, I actually pence off one guy. I don't know if you saw this trick when sometimes
I've seen it before.
Some
out here is like a.
The thing is, when I do nutmeg, it's become the same and the same.
Wait, let me tell you something, because we're gonna do something after, and I want to just let you know now. I'm not wearing any underwear, so it's up to you which trick you want to do. You want to do the pants off? Welcome to you, bro. But all you're gonna get is an ass or a dick in your face. So you decide what you want to do, bro.
Welcome to the Jibber show.
Yeah, right. Guys, welcome to another episode of Jibber with Jabber. Today, I want to introduce you because the funniest thing is, I thought your name was Sean for a long time. And the funniest, even funnier than that is, I've been calling you Sean every time I see you and you haven't even corrected me.
I'm too much polite.
Yeah, right? Every time I see you, I'm like, hey, Sean, what's happening? You're like, yeah, good. Sean Garnier. Any relation to Laboratoire Garnier? Or no?
I wish.
It would be a nice little connection. We've been trying to get this episode for a long time now, and finally we got it done. So welcome to the house, welcome to the set.
Thank you.
How's everything?
Everything is good. Happy to be here in the podcast.
Yeah.
And my name is Sean. So now next time you call me Sean,
exactly.
you will get nutmeg straight away.
Right?
Yeah.
I might just call you Sean now just to piss you off every time.
No, it's okay. I know this
So explain to me, why Sean? Where did this come from?
At one point in my life, I needed a change. And I was too shy to do stuff. So everybody called me Sean Paul because of the haircut, right? And I had to do a show, but I didn't want to do it myself. I was too shy. So I kind of rebranded myself as Sean because everybody called me Sean. Like, it's actually the audience who told me, oh, Sean, do this, do this. Then I look like I was aiming saying, oh, I come from Brazil, so I don't speak French, and my name is Sean. That's it. I did that for 2-3 shows, and that's how I start.
See, so I don't feel so bad now. So a lot of people have been making that mistake and calling you Sean, so I feel okay now. It's not so bad. Let's talk about the origins of where this happened. So originally, in your early life, you were playing for Auxerre.
Yes.
Right? And let's talk about that. So you obviously wanted to become, or were planning to become, a professional footballer.
Yeah, so as many kids in the world, I wanted to be a pro footballer. And the way it happened for me is I didn't know how to do it. And one day, my cousin went to a camp in the summer. And I really did everything for my mother to send me to this camp. It happened, but I never took the train in my life at that time. I was 11 years old. And she found my mother found someone to bring me to this city so far from my house. I came to the camp, and after one day, one guy called my father and said, "Oh, your kid is so talented, or I will bring him to Paris Saint-Germain in 1 year, or next month he can go to Auxerre." And Auxerre was really close to my house, so my father thought Auxerre. He was fan of Auxerre, So bring him to the club. I did one test, and after 1 minute, I already scored a goal with Auxerre. And it started like that. I went to the club, I started to play, and I was someone who liked to create on the pitch. I loved football in a way like Maradona, Ronaldinho, Zidane, that way. Then through the year, I start to change my way to play football based on, you have to be efficient, you have to be physical, and I don't find myself in that football. And at age of 16, 17, I had a big physical problem who stopped me to play for 2 years.
Okay, which injury was it?
It's it was a big inflammation of the knee called Osgood-Schlatter. It made my body super weak, and I had to, at the beginning you can stop 2 months, but I didn't do it at the age of 14. What does it mean? My knee was supposed to be 18 years old, was like 40 years old.
Just one of them.
Yes.
One old
man.
So
to recover from all this inflammation, it took me a while, actually 2 years. It was not really stop all the time, but I couldn't really perform. And at that age, if you don't show yourself,
that's the time.
It's done. When I came back to the club, I could stay, but I was too cocky, I would
Yeah,
say. I couldn't accept the fact I was not in the best, because
In
when
the
I was
first
young,
team.
I really used to play for French national team. I play with some of the best guy out there. Actually, my generation won the World Cup in U17.
Mm.
So it was like Mourad Mekni, Rafik, and all these guys. And I was too pretentious to accept that. So I went to Paris, because I come from the suburb.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the funny story. I came to Paris and I started to like find a job, and my aim was just to pass the coach degrees to be a football coach.
Yeah.
And during that time, I arrived to a city called Sarcelles, completely the opposite to where I come from. I come from like a really small city, but Sarcelles is really the ghetto.
Yeah.
And in that place, they start to call me Sean
Yeah.
and identify I was doing skills with the ball. And they were the one to asking me to play outside of the pitch.
Mm.
When I was starting to play outside of the pitch, because I was injured still, but I could do moves. I understand with doing like 1 or 2 tricks, I could catch the whole attention from the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
kids. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. 2 seconds I do that, the whole people come to me. Then there is like a little party, let's say for the neighborhood,
Mm.
like 50 people around. They call me for the stage, and that's the moment I cheat my name. Oh, my name is Sian and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Then after they discover I'm French, I come from this city, blah blah blah. Then there is like I think Adidas who create a competition one-on-one, and this competition came to the all cities, and they came to Sarcelles, and I played this competition. I won. I was qualified for the French national final,
Wow.
and I won this French national final. When I won, they make me play against a football player called Sidney Govou. I played against him. I nutmeg him, and this video become on TV. So on news,
Wow.
and I get reached by clubs. Oh, are you playing football? Can you come to do a test? And I'm like, oh, it took me 1 minute to nutmeg this guy, and I got more PR than the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So that was the turning point for me. I understand maybe if I learn to play football outside of the pitch, I could achieve something. I don't know what,
Mm.
but this is how it started.
So at that stage when you're starting to get called by clubs again, did you not, part of you think, maybe I should go back and try and continue the football career, or were you just like, this is more fun and it could be big?
I think I didn't visualize everything, but I felt.
Yeah.
So it was more like that. Now I can put words into the situation, but before was more a feeling. I was so happy to play with the ball with no rules,
Mm.
because I was the guy who was always late, always trying to do something against the coach. I was always this guy. And like to be able to do my own stuff was super cool. So yeah, I decided to carry on, but it didn't go in the way like directly to the big stage. I carry on the street.
Yeah.
So basically at that time specifically, I found like some friend of mine. They were like b-boy dancers, artists in the street. And when you are in football, there is something people missing. When, for example, even the big star like Mbappe, Neymar, when you playing football during the year of 12 to 18, you don't see the life at all.
Mm.
You are constantly between school, football,
camp.
sleep,
Yeah.
school.
I went through the same thing as you with YTS signing for youth teams and all this stuff, and it's like people don't realize what it is. Like, and even it's quite funny because our story is very similar. I originally, when I started, I went to Fulham's. They had this, they call it summer camps, football in the community and stuff, where the clubs, every club, they have a camp where all different kids, it's like a babysitting, but football at the same time. And that's where we did the same thing. And it's like, even after I did my UEFA B coaching badge and my level 2 and stuff, we had the similar journey. Only I didn't go in the street and do any skills.
Yeah, I think at the time, if you go to the street, your parents, what were they gonna say? Oh, what you doing? So it was a bit like that. My parents was so disappointed, especially my father, about football. Like, he told me like, you have to come back to our house and you have to work in the same company as me. I did that for 2 months, and it was the clash every day. Every day I have a clash with my parents. Like, I'm not gonna do that anymore, and say, you have to work. So when I was in the street, and so my friends, they were doing b-boying and also like hip hop dancers. So I saw the way they were touching the crowd, and that's really attracted me. So I thought, okay, if I do that with the ball, it could be the same. So I learned how to connect with the crowd, but with dancers. So I understand, like, even if I do tricks,
certain moves or whatever,
yes, we'll not be able to connect with people. But if you are like, you smile, you talk
smile,
to people,
the eye contact, and then the music and different tricks to different background musics and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, that happens a lot, and especially in Paris and Amsterdam and stuff. growing up, there'd always be, and a lot of people have made a name for themselves by doing that, because the tourists, they go to the places where, near the Eiffel Tower or near the Colosseum and stuff, and they'll do these things, whether it's gymnastics, b-boying, dancing, freestyle football. I can't remember whether it's in Paris or if it's in Amsterdam, where there's one guy.
There's two.
There's
One in
two,
Paris,
right?
one in Amsterdam.
The one that climbs up the.
This is in Paris.
Yeah,
It's
the
a black
light.
guy
Black guy climbs up the light and he does the kick-ups on the top of the light and the skills there.
called Iya Traoré.
Yeah.
He's a friend of mine,
Yeah.
and he went one of the first year I started freestyle. He went to the city of Sarcelles, and I meet him here, and he was already so good. And I'm like, okay, this guy is better than me. I need to do something.
Yeah.
Then there is another guy in Amsterdam, and this guy is now 55 years old, but back then was like 40, 45, and he's the one who invented all the tricks when you are sitting on the floor. His name is
Really?
Abdullah, and he's from Algeria, but he lives in Amsterdam. This guy is so crazy. He's a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Really. But he's so special. So this is what I like about the street life. I meet people like I didn't meet in the past, and I learned so many stuff in few years compared to what I learned a lot while playing football. You learn a lot like competitive mind. You learn a lot like about like how to live in the group. You build yourself as a man as well faster than if you live the long.
Yeah, but it's the same. Like, when you see rich children who go to, you compare someone the same age, one who's from the ghetto and who's rich. The social skills of the one who's from the street is so much better, because they're always actively doing something and meeting different people and having to deal with situations and get themselves out of trouble or get themselves in trouble. So you start to build up a quick relationship with the world and surroundings, and because it's uncomfortable, right? Where you're in an uncomfortable situation, you learn to adapt very quickly. So you become a chameleon. Any place you go into, within 10 minutes, you're like, oh, he's one of us. It's okay.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We used to have a game called Nutmeg Rush.
Yeah.
Did you play that?
Yeah, I know this.
Bro, I went to a rough school, bro. And what we used to do is we used to get, the Coke can, and you crush the can.
Okay.
Okay? There's about 50 kids, and everybody is trying to nutmeg the other kids.
With the can.
With the can.
Wow.
If you get nutmegged
It's finished
by
for
the
you.
can, everyone around you has 10 seconds to beat you up. Yeah? I remember, like, there would be people sitting down having lunch, and then you'd hear nutmeg, and they'd throw their lunch down to run and see if they could get a punch or a kick. It was like something out of Sparta. If you got nutmeg, there was 300 people running towards you, and you've got 10 seconds to get the hell out of the way, bro. What is the difference between nutmegging people and doing the tricks? The satisfaction.
Yeah.
What is that? Why is there a tingle in your balls when you nutmeg someone? What is that?
It comes from different aspects, but I would say when I start freestyling in the street, so I attract people who were normal people. Okay, so families, kids, they love the freestyle, but always the football guys, they was always saying, "Oh, you are good with skills, but you can't do shit on the pitch."
I mean, that's a big thing. A lot of people say, "Yeah, he can do that, but you never have to do that on the pitch anyway, so he's not a good footballer."
Yeah. So the way to respond to that, I was saying, "Okay, come to take the ball from me." Then the nutmeg become the answer, and it was a super cool way to attract people actually. So I start to use this form of football more. So we call that Panna in street football. So Panna is like a word from Suriname. And this is like the form they use in Holland before. And after, I just learned that like them.
And do you have an ultimate nutmeg that you remember? Who is your ultimate nutmeg that you've done so far I know we're going to get into it later. There is a lot of them.
Yeah, but there is one specifically, there is one who's as a combo of technique where I put the pants down of the guy, put the this on his head, then put after the nutmeg. Like it was the ultimate combo, and that's for against like a normal guy, and against like a pro player, I nutmeg Maluda, who was playing for Chelsea. I nutmeg him twice, but during a 5v5 game in front of many people. And I remember I felt the stadium will crack because the reaction of people, they were throwing bottles on the pitch. Like it was so cool.
Who would you like to nutmeg if you had any choice? And not just footballer. It could be Nelson Mandela. It could be anyone. But
yeah, true. Well, I would say Messi or Ronaldo, because if I nutmeg like someone even more famous than them, it's normal. The nutmeg is not really to humiliate. It's like to put in perspective. Like even if you are a freestyle, like they are football player. They are good with the ball.
But everyone can get nutmeg.
Yes,
Yeah, anyone can get
and
it.
they
Yeah.
are not like God
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the ball. You know,
Yeah.
they are just people who play football. Because like that's what people don't understand. Football is not only about the ball. It's a sport where you have to use a lot of skills like running and understand
Movement
the
off
game.
the ball, vision, passing. yeah, yeah.
Exactly. But if you speak about skills, this is not the best with the ball. So just like to put in perspective, I use this form, and I like after winning most of the competition in freestyle and street football, I switched on to go to clash any football player possible, and that's helped a lot in my career.
Yeah, it must do. I mean, it's quite funny because you got to, by not playing football, meeting probably more bigger footballers than you would have if you had played football, right?
Yeah, maybe.
When was it when it dawned on you, when you were just like who was the first footballer you met where you were like, oh
Neymar.
shit? Neymar.
But Neymar was quite a bet
yeah.
because he was 17 years old. He played in Brazil, but I could see he will become something. Like one of the biggest superstar. So I was with Red Bull at the time also. Then they did like a Red Bull Street Style, like a competition in Brazil, and I called them, please invite me to be a judge because I know you're gonna invite Neymar. Okay. Then they say, oh, we are not sure. Don't worry, I pay my ticket. So actually I pay my ticket and I pay the ticket of one cameraman, and we arrived to the show. They didn't know. I'm like, I'm here. So, and they say, okay, you're going to be the judge. So I judge, and Neymar is not there. We do the event and stuff like that. Then before the semifinal, we hear helicopter coming. He's just arriving from his game because he was playing in Santos at that time. And we were in Rio de Janeiro. So he had to cross the country. He came to Rio. Then he arrived for the semifinal, and as soon as he arrived, he go to the stage. So as soon as he go to the stage, I go with him, and I see the speakers. I want you, don't worry. Then I pass the ball to Neymar, and I knew if I pass the ball and I say, okay, play, he will play because he's like he's young, he like the vibes. So he start to play, and I say, okay, dribble me. Then he do move around me, and I put him in the perspective like to be confident with the ball. So he start to laugh and after, and he did one mistake. I get the ball from him, but I already has my plan. So I planned some moves who will make him lost. So I did some move really fast in front of him that he couldn't expect one guy like me, you know, doing that. When he see that, he think, oh, this guy is so fast with the ball. Then I put the ball in my T-shirt. But before I did like the fast moving the ball, so in his mind he's like, oh, maybe he was so fast, so the ball came somewhere. So he turned his face and done. Because this clip was recorded, and I remember, so I put the cameraman, I told him, go there.
Listen, no matter what you fucking do, bro, do not miss what I'm about to do, bro.
Exactly, but look that. I bring the cameraman. It was 2011. I was already like in a social media perspective. I had my YouTube channel since 2006. So I didn't know about YouTuber, but I know about like you have to put content online. It's really important. So I bring the cameraman, got the video, start to edit during the night. And in the morning, after 10 crash of the computer, because back then my computer, terrible, you know. And I actually edit the video, post online. But when I type YouTube, Neymar, I see like already 4 videos from phones posting this video already 1 million views, already like 2 interviews about that. I was like, no, I didn't get the attraction, you know. And it was quite an experience. So I start with Neymar. Well, he was the first guy I played against.
Imagine getting a fucking helicopter just to get nutmegged. He literally came in a helicopter to get nutmegged and embarrassed.
He didn't know.
And how do you build? I mean, do you end up building like cool relationships with these people?
Yeah, like with Neymar, it was quite different because I meet him.
Because you fucked him.
Yes, direct, and he was the first.
Yeah.
But I met him again in 2014 in Barcelona. We had to shoot a commercial before the World Cup for Castrol, where he had to do like a battle against Ken Blocks, you know, the driver. And so I remember exactly as soon as he get to the shoot, he see me, he didn't even say hello. He said, no, because he knew I was there just to play against him. And it was the case. The agency got me in the shoot for the commercial, not for the commercial actually, just for me to nutmeg Neymar and put the clip on social media.
Yeah, just to get all the
Yes, it was fine. So I told them it's going to be hard, but same strategy. I talked to one cameraman there. I told him as soon as Neymar entered to the shoot, whatever happened, you have to film, even if it's 6-7 hours. I will get him, but don't worry. And it took me 6 hours.
If it's not now, it's going to be later, but I will get him. Eventually, everybody's got to go down, bro. Everyone.
But it took me 6 hours to convince him.
Oh, I thought it took you 6 hours to nutmeg him.
No, to convince him. And I played 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Because the thing is like more the player is skillful, easiest for me.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I know what to expect and stuff, and they make mistakes more often.
Exactly.
Yeah. Have you ever had a situation where, I mean, I'm sure this happened in the street where you nutmeg someone and they took it very bad and they started getting aggressive and these kind of things?
Yes and no. Yes, there is people who can have bad feelings about it. The worst was in UAE.
Really?
Yes, I actually.
You have to be careful who you nutmeg. Your visa is very important.
Yeah, but don't worry, I have my relationship, no problem. No, I will say, like, first of all, I get the respect with the ball. And that's, I think, why kids start to play football. Because with the football, you can actually get the respect from your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And even though the guy in front of me will get humiliated, I get his respect because his friends will respect me. And it was really the case at the beginning when I go to street event and stuff like that. But the last time in UAE, I actually pence off one guy. I don't know if you saw this trick where sometimes
I've seen it before.
Some
out here is like a.
The thing is, when I do nutmeg, it's become the same and the same.
Wait, let me tell you something, because we're gonna do something after, and I want to just let you know now. I'm not wearing any underwear, so it's up to you which trick you want to do. You want to do the pants off? Welcome to you, bro. But all you're gonna get is an ass or a dick in your face. So you decide what you want to do, bro.
Welcome to the Jibber show.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, maybe the audience,
Yeah, exactly.
But so I do this trick just because I want to entertain people. It's not like just to eliminate.
Yeah, it's not disrespectful. Yeah.
No, because in basketball also. Back then when I started freestyle, it was the period of N1 mixtape.
Yeah.
So I was a huge fan of that, and I learned like Professor and AO, all this guy, and I learned they were doing like t-shirt tricks and stuff like that. So I get a lot of inspiration from them. And in their culture of basketball, it's okay to like take the t-shirt of someone and put it down. So I'm just
throw the basketball off someone's head and that kind of thing. Yeah.
But I think in football they are not that open-minded. And also the culture in football is more is street, but there is a bridge, a gap, I would say, between like street football and football now. It's too much professional. The spirit's kind of lost. So what I trying to do is like bring back people to the first love of football, like the normal football, the one we play in front of our house. So when I did this pens down against this UA guy, so basically he did everything to play against me. So it was a small event, football related. I play against like 2-3 people, and he say, okay, his friends throw him inside, and he was so happy. He was moving in a weird way. Then I see the game is starting to be long. Sometime after 1 or 2 minutes, if there is no reaction, it become boring. So I need to do something. So this guy was a bit funny. So I felt like, okay, it's the right guy to do. Done, pens down, and after I nutmeg him, he ran after me. Then I got the clip, Then maybe 2-3 hours after, I had a message from his friend, oh, please don't post the video, and I told, so I get his contact and I start to talk to him. I say, why you came in the middle, bro? So if you don't want to be ashamed, don't come, because this is my job. And it's turned out this guy was one of the pro player here in UAE League. So that's why I didn't want, but I mean, like, you wanted to have the experience. I'm not a clown. There is consequences if you come in the middle.
I'm a warrior. If you step into the ring, be prepared to get knocked out.
It's not like I'm pretentious, but to exist in this game, it's really hard. People don't get it. To really reach the level I could reach, like to get attraction, to get respect, to be able to be recognized by people, and like even you to invite me. I have to be relevant every single day. Every single day I have to say to the world, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm here. Otherwise, nobody will give a, It's always like that. So doing this kind of nutmeg contest, it was a way for me to easily create content online and live. Live because I'm connecting to people. I make people laugh, have fun. So I have good relationship with maybe the boss of this company, or maybe one guy who has different event. But at the same time, I create content online for my social media. And when you can create content, if you do like one day you film a lot, and then you distribute. It's really key. So that's why I do that. For me, it's like a...
and he's telling you delete it, and you're like, but that's Wednesday, bro. I can't... You want me to delete Wednesday's video? I've already got it in the schedule of the things that I'm going to do. Dude, that's crazy. And I really get what you're saying as well with the whole Neymar thing, because in one side, the footballer inside is kind of like, nutmeg's a nutmeg. It's fine. We're having fun. But on the other side, it's like, hold on a minute. I'm Neymar. Like, who's this guy to nutmeg me and post a video about it and stuff like that? They'll see it as an embarrassment. So it all kind of depends on how the person takes it. Because if they turn around and laugh and give you a hug, it's different.
Yeah, but some people do that, but they don't think like that. They do that for the face, but in reality, they behind after 1 or 2 days, they will say to their manager, and it's happened to one player called Marcelo.
Yeah.
Actually, I nutmeg him during a shoot with Adidas, and direct after Real Madrid called me and say, "Oh, don't post this video, Marcelo. They don't want that to be out." It's fine, no problem. You know, you are Adidas athletes. You have to respect. No problem, don't worry. But after 4 years, the relationship with me and Adidas was totally different. Then I was not an athlete anymore. Then sometimes to be totally transparent, you write to players, especially me. Sometimes they react to my videos, so I write them. Then sometimes I ask them some stuff. Like, okay, I organize a tournament. There is this kid is fan of you. Please, like, go to check this, or look the final of the world. I'm trying to promote my sport, not necessarily me, but my sport, and I know my connection with player can do the difference. And sometimes I feel they are not responsive because they have other stuff, so there's an interest. But they are always happy to post them doing skills. They are always happy to shine. But in reality, they are not shining with the ball. They can't do what we do. So that's why I decided to post the video of Marcelo, and this reaction was like, bro, why you post the video?
And why didn't you reply to my last 10 messages I sent you about this?
This. So I'm like, yeah, bro, but this is the thing. What you gonna do for us, for the street football? Nothing. So why I should care about your image and stuff like that? It was you play the game. You assume the consequence, because if you do that in the pitch, if you do that against like any player, it will be cool for him to post the video. Even Neymar, how many guys he put on the floor?
Yeah, but that's the thing. You cannot call Sky Sports and be like, hey, listen, by the way, in that game we played against Thingy, could you make sure you edit out my nutmeg? It's like, no.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And I would say some players, they like to do it. And me, I got nutmeg twice in Brazil. Yeah. I went to Brazil like maybe 1 month ago. I posted. No problem. This is the game. So if someone humiliate me, I post it. And it turned out this nutmeg, because I posted, it become viral on this channel of the young boys in Brazil.
And you're helping him as well.
But the friend of Neymar is like a manager. Yeah. He called him to get a club in Brazil.
Wow.
You see? So this is exactly what I want to do. It's like when I nutmeg people or when I do tricks, it's not to humiliate people.
Hey, little guy, I'm nutmegging you to save your life and make a future for you. It's like, little do you know, this could probably get you something.
Yeah, so that's what I want. I want to like create an ecosystem to give opportunity to the youth. Like, because it was not the case for me back then. When I was football player, I had many hope. I was so disappointed when I understand I'm not going to be pro. So for me, to build this ecosystem, unfortunately, sometimes you have to go against the normality, like a bit shocking people, a bit like force a bit, and that's what I'm doing with the nutmeg. That's it.
And when did you, who knew the nutmeg could save the world? When did you start to notice like the big sponsors coming in? Because, I mean, you have some very big sponsors, and also through those, it's changed your life because of the traveling that you do. I mean, you were telling me like sometimes you're going to 8 countries in 1 month, right?
Yeah, so back then,
when was it when you were like, oh, wait a minute, this is that, that eureka moment when you're like, oh, this is actually going to be my life now. This is a career.
2008 World Championship in Brazil, Red Bull Street Style. So I started 2006 the freestyle. I trained like around 1 year in the streets. The first competition for me was like an international competition. I see on internet in Holland. I took the bus, didn't pay. I went to Holland, didn't speak English at all. Did the competition, finished 4 in an international competition. First year. Second year, there is like Eurosport organizing something in France. I finished 3rd. Then 6 months later, I do another one, finish 2nd. Then there is like a Red Bull. It just arrived to France. I'm doing a street performance, and I see all this Red Bull car coming, and I'm like, the whole audience I got for this show, they will pay for my fee of the day. That's how you learn.
Yeah, like you have a hat on the floor or something, and they're putting in.
That's how you live. For that time. Sometimes you can do 30 euros, but sometimes you can do 1,000. So it
depends also on the location that you pick.
Exactly.
If you get the place that has all the tourists and has all the young kids and stuff like that. Then
exactly. And also you have to fight against other artists because there is time running. Everybody have his own time and everything. So I see all this Red Bull card and I go in the middle and I'm saying, wait a minute, Red Bull. Like I'm starting to juggle and I block the circulation. Then, I'm saying, I'm not moving if you don't give me anything. Then they give me like a card. I contact the guy and actually I saw you on the couple of competition. We want to send you to Brazil to represent France for the World Championship. So 2008, first ever World Freestyle Championship in Brazil, Sao Paulo. The judge are Bebeto,
Wow.
world champion. Falcao, best futsal player. Crazy Leg, who was inventor of backspin. This is a b-boy from New York, and Edgar Davids.
Wow.
I semi-final. I play against a Brazilian guy. The whole crowd against me. I found a way to beat him, and in the final.
And this is 1-on-1, one goal on each side.
No, this is not Panna. This is freestyle. So for people who watch,
it's like a b-boy competition where
Yes.
you do your set for a minute, best tricks you can do in a minute, and then it's their turn to do the best tricks they can do. Yeah.
Exactly. So we do that, and I ended up playing against the Japanese, who was better than me.
Yeah, but have you seen them breakdance, bro, as well? The Japanese and the Koreans and stuff, bro, they're insane.
They are crazy. I
Yeah.
don't know how they train, what they eat, but they are crazy.
And especially, I've noticed that, like, because I used to watch a lot of b-boy stuff back in the day, and I noticed, you've got the Japanese, the Koreans, that it's strange because they seem so far away from this culture, but then they come and they're so inventive, bro. They do things that's insane. So I can imagine when you're saying that it's a Japanese person, that he's going to come with something very fluid and very different.
Yeah, it was super, super good. It was better than me, to be honest. But the only thing he was missing, sorry, it's like he didn't know what it was a battle all about. Because he trained in his studio. I train in the street, and I train with b-boys. So I knew you have to like be original every round, play with the crowd, play on the music, change the trick. And there is one rule it was forbidden: we can't use the hands. But I know freestyle is all about creativity, so I keep the forbidden move for the final, because I know if I was different, I will use it, but the crowd will love the trick. They don't care about the rules, right? So I did this trick with the hands, and everybody applauded. And so I got the voice from the audience. Then that day, Edgar Davids went to the stage. There is Edgar Davids in the middle, the Japanese guy on the left, me on the right, and the MC saying, "Okay, Edgar Davids, show us the winner. Who is they?" And there is like 5-second silence. I'm like, if I win, and boom, he raised my hand and down. And for me, that moment was okay. I get my revenge against football. That was really I remember that moment. Like I say that. So in that moment, I got interviews. I don't speak English at all, but the guy from Red Bull come to me and say, "Okay, we're gonna contract you." It was not supposed to be the case, but we're gonna contract you. I come back to France, got a contract, and I start to travel the world. And that's what changed my life, because from a street guy doing street show every day, I become I do shows every single month, one country a month, 2 country a month. And because I was just with my ball, it didn't cost too much for the client. And I every time I did a show for Red Bull, let's say in UK, I found another guy who was doing this event, and he booked me, and it went like that for a couple of years.
Yeah, and it's just like a domino effect, right? The more you start to be seen, the more people want to do and stuff. And I mean, it's crazy because football really is a beautiful, I mean, they call it the beautiful game. I mean, there's something about having a ball that connects people together in ways. Yeah, we have one there.
Yes.
That connects people in ways that even people who beefing each other, and even people who aren't friends. And do you know how many relationships have been made, and how many best friends have become best friends because one day they played with each other somewhere, whether it was freestyle or futsal or something, that everything goes out of the table. Color, where you're from, disabilities, everything is gone, because it takes you into a zone of concentration and fun and everything that everything just goes out the way, right?
Yeah, I think I understand that also when I was kids. You play with your friend in front of your house. You have different games, maybe the Nutmeg Rush, the one you say, or you play against a wall. There is different ways to play football, but the one thing I know is like this ball connect people, and without talking you can like just have an exchange.
Without even words.
Yes, and also
more so you.
Yes,
because you're not just you're doing something that people have to stop what they're doing and watch.
Yeah, and when you go to vacation, for example, and you are a kid, you go to your family in vacation, then you have new friends. You don't know them, so you are a bit shy. And if you have just to talk to them, you might not talk. But if you have the ball, you just start to play, and it's broke the highs. That's broke the highs. So
especially if you're good.
Yes.
If you're good as well, you can walk into any new school, any new situation. You can move to a different country. But if you're good at football, you'll be accepted like this straight away
And that's why people
in
want
every
to be.
playground. Yeah.
That's why people want to be professional football player. They
Mm.
realize they have a power, a social power with the
Yeah.
ball. So if I'm good with the ball, I got respect from people. So let's be professional. And that's
Mm.
the pathway actually existed. But how many guys can afford to find a club? Then
Mm.
also after maybe have an agent, find the right things. So there is
It's
so
not
many
easy,
stuff.
yeah.
It's not easy. So that's why I want to develop. I want to
Yeah.
develop another pathway to become professional.
Yeah.
That's my main goal actually. But
And what do you do to kind of help the community, other than posting? Have you started your own like courses, your own schools, and these kind of things to kind of build the community? Because essentially you're the president of the football association of
yeah.
freestyle.
So I tried to help since the beginning. I created a crew called S3 Society, S3
Mhm.
Freestyle. So every kids I saw, or kids or guys from my age, doesn't matter, who had talent, who had talent, and he could express himself with the ball in a different, in a specific way. I take him, to be part of the crew. And I developed for like 5 to 6 to 10 years like a crew called S3 Freestyle, and a lot of guys become successful either on social media or on business. There is like one girl who has like 2 million on Instagram, another guy who has like maybe 3 million on YouTube, another one who is super successful on e-commerce, another one who's become a host. So another one who is like become one of the main editor for a big TV show because he's so skillful with the editing. So from freestyle we start with the ball, but through the time we discover all the talent, and we could figure out how to use our talent. So I did that for a while. Then I discovered also inspire a lot of guys outside of France because of the video. So I was trying to always educate them, do YouTube tutorial and stuff like that. But the last 2, 3, 4 years, I did like some online course, or I throw my video game. Also I did my video game. But I see the response was good for my community, but could not reach a larger audience. Why? Because even though I could develop my career and my image, my sports still niche. So
It's very physical. You have to be there to enjoy it.
Yes. So what I think is like I have to develop that sport as something more mainstream. So I have like a whole plan, to do it. And when you develop that, that's where you can really help the community, because the visibility you're going to bring to that sport will make the whole ecosystem sustainable for anyone who will learn the tricks or who will want to participate to those competitions. But actually it's not the case. I develop only my own image. So for me, it's fine. But any kids who see my skills and want to become like me, it's super hard, because you have to develop your image. You have to do social media. We don't see all the work.
And
it's
they
not
don't see
all
the
about
10 years, the 20 years that you've been doing it for behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's not really like the trick.
Yeah.
I think it's more about like how you market yourself.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like everything. There's always someone who's become famous or become very well known or become very good, not necessarily because of the skill. It's because of the character. It's because of the look. It's because of there's a lot of variables that have to be in the right place that can either shoot you straight up or keep you the same place. Like, for example, there's a saying that I forgot, but basically it's like determination and practice will beat talent anytime, any day. Like, you will get people who are better, even like yourself, who are players but they're cocky and they're whatever, and you get one kid who's quiet, who turns up to training all the time, who never misses a session, and he gets the place in the team, because he is consistent, commitment, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't see that. Do you ever get bored of people, because you have now created something for yourself which is essentially your thing, right? So when everyone sees you, the first thing they're going to think is, let's play football, let's do a trick, like dance, monkey dance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you ever have situations where you're like, I'm not in the mood today, or you feel like injured, like today, you've hurt your leg, but I'm going to make you nutmeg everyone in this building after? Is there ever situations where you want to be like, no, but at the same time you're like, well, actually, this is why I'm famous, so I owe it to people to kind of perform?
Yeah, it's happened sometimes, to be honest. Not a lot of time, because I always enjoy to connect, and that's why I do that first. I like to connect with people, but sometimes to do it will put your brand down. in a
Mm.
way, because the way you're gonna present these little tricks. For example, it's happened like recently. A kid told me, "Oh, can you have the ball? Can you do a trick?" But there were nobody around.
Yeah.
It was not really the right place, and I told him, "Okay, I just did the show 10 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
You missed it,
Yeah.
you know, because otherwise you will your product become normal, and that's something you need to realize. Also, you need to be special if you want to succeed. So your product needs to be super special. It's like the guy who's doing like Nusret, you know.
Yeah.
You know, at one point he becomes so mainstream, and he like go to all the table, and if you
Yeah.
keep going to all the table, he's not
Then
gonna be
no- yeah.
special. So you need to like balance between like showcase yourself enough to be enough relevant to a certain market, but in the same time keep your product a certain like special to make it like valuable.
And keep them hungry.
Yes.
I mean, that's a good analogy because that one video of Nusret doing this, everybody wants on their thing. I mean, I say everybody, I don't care less about taking videos of people, but a lot of people want a video to show people that he came to their table.
Yeah.
So what he'd end up doing is keeping them hungry, right? They might go to that restaurant 4 times, even though they don't want to go 4 times, just to get that video.
Exactly.
And that he might go to their table. So that he ends up making all this money. Yeah, you came and paid 4 times and 3 times you didn't get anything. So it's very smart, a way to do things. But
yeah.
at the same time, when you're in the public eye, it's quite hard because your image is everything and it's what you're based on. So you don't want someone to be like, oh yeah, I met Sean, he was a dickhead, he told me to piss off. When I asked him to do a trick, he told me, no, I'm busy, I'm having my lunch.
Nah, but
So yeah.
yeah, you have to balance. But you asked me the question, so I
Yeah.
answered the way I feel.
Yeah.
But especially it happened with clients. Sometimes they will ask you to do a show because most of my work is to do performance. They ask you to do a show, not in the good way, because they will treat freestyle as a side act. So they will not consider that as a really like super nice act. They will just say, oh, it's cool for entertaining people. So, but they will want to use me to have maybe one of the best in that industry. So there is a clash at that moment because I'm a bit too heavy for doing just a side act. And I'm not that big to be Robert Lewandowski in the stage. It happened in Expo actually. I was in the Expo, then they asked me to do a freestyle show, and I see the show will not be like that good. We were just there to make people wait.
I saw that one, yeah.
Yeah, and then Lewandowski. So I told them like, okay, to make it cool, just give me the mic, and I will handle it. You know, because at the beginning just want to throw us and like 20 minutes, and there is no presentation.
Crowd
but,
warming, yeah.
but one guy knew me, and we could connect, and that's why social media is cool. And he just give me the key. Yeah, do whatever you want. So I could like put some value to my show. And that's the most important because the branding and everything is key if you want to keep have a longevity in your career. Like the branding is super important.
Yeah. Let's talk about one of my favorite videos of yours, the old man
Old
prank.
Man.
How did that come about?
Why this video is your favorite?
Because, I mean, when is the old man prank not a good not a good thing on people? One question I want to ask you, I don't know if you want to answer it or not. From how I felt like the people on the pitch knew, but the crowd didn't.
It was almost the inverse. Half, yeah.
Okay.
So basically what's happened, I got contact from a company in Mexico, and it just to put the context, like it was 4 a.m. in the morning, you know, I was almost about to go to sleep. Then my phone started to ring like every 1 minute, and different type people called me. Friend of mine, agency from China, UK, we have a big opportunity. That I'm like, wow, 10 opportunities same time is not possible. Then I start to call back the people. What is? And the same opportunity. Oh, they want you specifically to do this character. Okay. So I answer, and you know, I talked to the producer. He told me, okay, we're gonna have either Neymar or Messi, and if they start too expensive, we're gonna take you. But I want you to be ready in 1 day. Maybe I have to fly you. So if Messi say no now, we go to you. Okay, fine. You know, so I came to the LA. They test. So they didn't find the agreement with Messi or Neymar. Then I came to LA and I did the mask stuff.
So sick.
Yeah,
Right.
it was super cool. And especially at that time, it was like, now I think technically it's easier to do this, but before it was quite. I had to go to
Time
LA.
consuming.
Yeah, I had to go to LA specifically to test the mask. Then after the shoot was in Mexico 2 weeks after, but they fly me just to test the mask.
Wow.
So it was super cool. Then when I came to LA, I explained them the way we should film. So that's where I give them my experience about content, like the way we should film to make it in the way they want to produce the show. Because they had the experience to do it for basketball. I don't know if you saw the one in basketball. They had like the Pepsi one.
Yeah.
So they did that Uncle Drew. So they
Yeah.
want to replicate to football, and they found the brand in Brazil, in Mexico, to do it. So I told them, okay, let's do it like that. The 5 first minutes, when I go to the pitch, don't say to anyone possible, especially the players. I will play normal. Then when they realize something is wrong, we reshoot everything you need in the angle you have, but you will have some certain way it's credible, because otherwise when you see football commercial, always when you do commercial it's fake and you see it too much because it's really hard to defend and make fake. So I did that, and also the crowd, some of them knew and some of them didn't know, and it turned out that it was really, really big success.
Really cool, bro.
I think this video made like 500 million views all across the platforms.
And was it strange to see yourself old when you were actually looking at it? Were you just like
No, that's strange. I really enjoyed the fact to play another character.
Yeah.
For me, it was like a new experience to play another character. And I really enjoy it. And I tried some stuff. Now I look the video, I feel weird a bit.
Really?
But sometimes,
But it's always like that, because the more you progress and the better you get, and the older you get, you look at your old stuff and you're like, I can't believe
I did that. Silly.
But
I turned up one day to rap in the Azerbaijan TV in French, but nobody will find the video. I hope
I'll
so.
get that video to you guys. One way or another, I will find that video and do it. I think it'd be quite strange to me. I'd be interested to do it, to do the old man thing, because I don't know, it must be strange to kind of see yourself. I mean, did you ever have that? Were you just having too much fun to sit and look in the mirror and go, shit, that's what I will look like at 70? Or you were just too into it?
No,
that you
I
didn't?
was too into it, so I couldn't like really.
I would have
picture.
had like some depressed moments, and I would have been like, "Oh shit, look at my face! I'm not young anymore."
Yeah, but you see the reaction of people like really amazed by what you do.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like, oh, can I keep my shape in the way I can play like that when I was 70? That's more the mindset
exactly.
you have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Who's your favorite footballer of all time?
All time, Maradona, Zidane, Ronaldinho. Why? Because the way they play, they might not be the one who statistically was the best in football, but the way they play was magical.
Yeah.
Like the way they touch the ball and
Beautiful.
everything. So that's why. Maradona, because it was one of the first to freestyle, actually.
You see the warm-up video when he's dancing and the shoulders and...
So it was really like the one who has the same passion as me or any other freestyler, street player. Like, even though he had to play a game, he wanted to take the ball and communicate with the crowd, because you know when you put the ball here and you balance the ball, everybody watching at you and not like the people who's just running, right? Even though it's not the right things to do for the body before a game.
But since when does Maradona care about what the right thing to do was?
Yes, for sure. This guy
he built his
care.
whole life and brand about that.
Yes,
kind of thing.
for sure.
And you got to meet him as well, which was
amazing,
insane, right?
Amazing, bro. What an experience.
Tell me about it, man.
So one day I have to perform in Paris just before the Euro 2016. Then, as always, agency called me 2 days before. One day, bro, where are you? Oh, I'm in Brazil. Can you come tomorrow in France? We have a show, and Maradona and Pelé will be here.
Maradona and Pelé.
Yeah.
What a connection of people to do.
Never met them, and both together. Can't miss it. Take the flight direct. Come to France, because I was in the show in Brazil. I come to France and I negotiate to perform at a certain time. I wanted to make sure the player will be there. So it was Maradona, Pelé, and a lot of ex-football player playing like a game together. And I was supposed to do the show before everything happened. But I said, no, let's do this. Let's do it at the halftime.
I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Then I start to do the show, and for sure Maradona has a big connection with freestyle.
Yeah.
When I start to perform, I see him on the side. Like, I have one friend who's like close to his agent. I say, okay, when I start to perform, please talk to him and say, watch. Then he went like that and he said, okay, watch. Then I see Maradona coming and, watching the show. And I'm like, I'm doing a show, but let's try something with Maradona. I came to him and I throw him the ball, and straight away he passed me the ball back with his head, which is like a normal, but
no,
when
that's not normal.
Yes.
That to get a header from
Maradona
back. that's it. Game over. I'm done. I'm successful in life.
Exactly.
I finished. Yeah.
So that's what I did. I did this exchange, and I repeat couple of times. Did the video, same thing. I brought one cameraman, make sure I got that for social media. Then at the end, I had to make a little competition where if I nutmeg kids, every nutmeg got €1,000 for the foundation.
Wow,
So,
that's a lot of money, bro.
Yes.
Kids, it's like this is easy money.
20, but not for me, for the
No,
foundation.
yeah.
So Maradona saw this and he really enjoyed it. And at the end, I could check him and talk to him a bit, even though I don't speak Spanish and he was speaking in Spanish. But yeah, we had a good example. And I took the picture. And after I went to Pelé, took the picture as well. And I had this ball where I freestyle with, bro.
This is what pisses me off, bro. And we've spoke about this in the gym before, bro. Because I'm a big collector of signed memorabilia. My whole house is full of it. And my wife is like, dude, our house is not big enough to have all these things on the wall and all that stuff. Now, when I heard what you did, I mean, okay, I understand the respect you charity. Okay, fair enough. Tell them what you did.
So basically, I wanted to have a memory. So I thought about, Pelé, Maradona always have the battle about who is the best and stuff like that. What about if this ball touched by Maradona becomes signed by Maradona and Pelé together?
Oh, so bro, you don't understand.
And I did the picture both together and the same thing. So for me, it was a dream, but I think that represents something also for people.
Of course.
And maybe this only thing signed by both together.
And is it in your house sitting on the wall like it would be in my house?
Bro, no.
No, what is wrong with you, bro?
Because, it's on the, and in Dubai, the house, we have a locker or somewhere. This is where is it, to be honest. No, it's so I don't have a space dedicated to put this kind of stuff.
I do.
Huh?
I do.
Okay, so we can negotiate. But actually, it's too late because, I sell the item as an NFT. So we did an auction for some of the stuff of Maradona and Pelé. Maradona especially. Then the guy who organized that offered me the fact to bring the ball and to auction this ball as an NFT. But the buyer of the NFT is from Slovakia. He let me keep the ball.
So you still have that ball?
I still have the ball.
Guys, this has been a great episode. Me and Sean need to negotiate now and have a conversation. You still have the ball?
Yes, look like this, but signed by Maradona and Pelé.
Sian.
Okay, you know what?
Sian,
if you nutmeg me, I give you the ball.
Don't fuck around with me. DK, you know where we're going after this, yeah? We're going for nutmegs.
Yeah. But what you give me if you nutmeg me? If I nutmeg you?
Bro, see, the thing is, I'll happily swap you a belt for the ball anyway, bro. It's no, let's do this. I didn't know you had the ball. This changes everything, bro. I thought you gave it away to charity for the NFT.
No, the charity, we give the revenue.
Okay.
Okay.
Listen, then I have a very good charity that's close to my heart.
Okay.
And I really think that you should put that ball up for that charity. The charity is called House of Jibber. And,
I told you,
they're struggling.
You nutmeg me down. I give you the ball,
bro. Okay.
You want to tell you a story? I will tell you a story I never tell before. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. This ball 1 week before was not with me, because when I moved from France to Dubai, I thought I got the ball with me, but during 2 years, 19 and 20, I was searching for that ball. But I thought, okay, is it somewhere in the stock or I never pay attention because I have the moment in my heart. This is the most important for me. Then my partner said, okay, we have this auction. Can you bring that ball you talk about? Yeah, no problem. I search. I don't find it. I search. I don't find it. Then I call my friend. There is one chance. Maybe it's still on one box in France in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
I call a friend. Please take your car. Go drive 3 hours. I have the key. You take the key from this guy in 3 hours. You drove to another place where you have to try to open the box. Maybe it's the wrong key. You open the box, and in this box, it's totally a mess. Might be this ball somewhere. This friend come, go there, and after 30 minutes, he sent me the video. Hey, bro, look at that. I have the ball.
What's your friend's name?
Storm.
Thank you, Storm, for finding the ball for me. It means a lot to me. It will go right next to the Maradona shirt.
But the ball arrived just 6 hours before the show, before the auction.
I don't care where it is. I know you have the memory in your heart.
Yes.
I want it in my house.
Okay.
Why the whole move to Dubai?
Okay, so different aspects. First of all, tax.
Mm-hmm.
To be frank, because
Very
you know in
important.
France, it's a lot of tax, and
50% for nothing.
I'm not eternal. So
Yeah.
as an athlete, it's really important to save money and to balance the money. So I thought maybe it's the right move to do. Second of all, in France, freestyle is still a street sport, but the fact to move to Dubai give your brand a different aspect and make like, oh, your life is successful, so the brand deal you can have from this market will grow. So that's also the case. And here I have 2 kids, family, you know, it's safe,
Best place to
best
raise
place
kids.
to raise the kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the right move to do. I love it. And you know, in France, when you start to do social media, sometimes it's a bit hectic. You have to do picture every day. You have to, like, in front of my house every morning, I have like one school like 5 minutes away.
Mm.
They all go to my house. They we want to play against you, because my video, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, I'm gonna play against everybody, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Then in reality, the kids, they believe it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have to play, you say
Yeah.
to the video. Oh, what about this giveaway last week? Is
Yeah.
it here in ours? You know, so it's
Yeah.
it's like always like that. So it become a bit hectic in France. So to move to Dubai was quite more
Yeah.
relaxing. Here, nobody like give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, it's the best,
Like,
bro.
You can be like so famous with your work, nobody like
Yeah,
will
yeah.
come to you. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Let's talk about Brazil recently, and the championship that you went to play. Must have been crazy, right?
Yeah, for me, being on the stage still is like something really important for me, because I love the adrenaline to be on the stage or to be on the pitch and to have like the whole attention looking at you or what you're gonna do, not specifically you, but like what this guy will bring to the table. I love that things, and he's able to deliver or not, you know. So I'm like, okay, let's go to Brazil. But the problem is, so we are in 2019. I have a good year. Then 2020 come. I had COVID coming, so all the shows,
Yeah.
no shows at all. So my whole business
Done.
shut down
Yeah.
for the live. Still have social media, but it's not the same when you freestyle in your apartment or your house compared to going to the favelas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So it's different content. Then I start to eat a lot, get weight and stuff like that. No
I know what you
experience,
mean.
know
I know
what
what you mean,
bro.
yeah.
Then I start to, like, we are able to travel again. I traveled, and there is this game I played, and I got a big injury, Achilles tendon rupture. So I have like surgery 2 in the row. Then it took me like 1 year, almost and a half, to get back to shape at it.
Yeah.
But if I didn't put this competition in the map, I think I would stay with no motivation, because
Yeah.
if you don't rate like
You
put,
have to always have something. If there's no goal, there's no something there that's going to challenge you, then it's like you said, Corona, you put on weight, it's just going to be, it's not that you're going to go downhill. You're just going to forget the importance of it because you're easy, you're chilled. It's all right, I have 4 million followers, isn't it? But you always have to add something.
5 million point two.
Yeah, 5 million point two. Also, well, actually, across all platforms, there's way more than that.
Yeah.
Also, it's good, and it's your responsibility as the champion to go and give the up-and-comers the chance to show themselves, because they also benefit from beating you or to even playing against you. A lot of them know you, they want to see you, they want to meet you, they want to have a chance to, because don't forget, not only is your social media good, but for them to put a story of you with them, it's a huge deal for someone, especially for someone who is trying to do and achieve what you have achieved. So it's basically like you're the Maradona for them, and they're taking a video with you, and they're trying to nutmeg you. They're competing. Like, imagine some people can say, I had a one-on-one with Sean. In the Sean. It was Sean de Paul, Buster Rhymes. So people to say in that world of freestyle football, to say I almost beat Sean, it's a big thing for them, and it's a blessing for them to be able to do that. So you do have that responsibility, whether you're going to win or not, because eventually, bro, we're getting old, bro. This is fucking.
Yeah, we know.
This is shit. We're gonna start losing.
I start
But
losing, bro.
to still be a part of it, it's your responsibility to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I don't want to be like what I say to some football player or stars. I don't want to be seen as the same.
Exactly.
I want to be accessible.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it's cool to say no.
Yeah.
For yourself, for your brand, for your health as well. But I want to be like the one who share with this guy, be part of the community. And so the whole point to go to Brazil, actually it was not really like freestyle football. It was a totally new format of competition. like start like a couple of years ago in the favelas of Brazil, and he grew up. It's called the Un para Un. It's a one-on-one
one-on-one.
full pitch. So it was like different because usually when I play one-on-one, it's like a small pitch,
yeah.
like
Like
one-on-one
a samba
nutmeg.
pitch or
Yes,
something
like
that.
this. So yeah, it was like quite a challenge to be in shape. So that's how I
Yeah.
meet you. Like
Yeah,
every morning,
We're in the
doing
gym.
the bike, doing the gym. Yeah. So that's what a good process for me to experience. Then Brazil was not only this competition. It was the whole process to be on the stage, enjoy the process to be ready for this competition, play against that guy. I lost the game. To be honest, I lost a lot.
Yeah.
10-1.
Yeah.
After 2 minutes, I already put like
you were
nutmeg.
like, yeah.
But he beat me crazy, and it was a good loss. I really enjoy not to lose, but to put everything in perspective. Okay, I did that. This is what I didn't do well. This is what I did well. How I can use this element to grow. And okay, maybe my brand suffer a bit because you lose, so maybe you are not that
Your
hero.
brand won't suffer.
No, but maybe yes, in some level, because when people think you can do everything with the ball and you are like such a inhuman guy, you can like shoot the ball, trick shot and stuff. When you start to show like maybe you can lose. In the eyes of people, it's changed the consideration, but I don't really care about that. But I know that is important. So yeah, I did that, and what was super interesting. So I lost against this guy in the competition. The next day, I go to favelas, and there is one guy from day one. He was with us. I was told he was part of the crew or the organization of the event, but I discovered after one day he's not at all. I don't know how he came in and everything. And he told me, I'm your assistant, but he didn't speak English, so I don't know how he say that in Portuguese. And he was saying, okay, I'm your assistant. And after every night he stay with me, so I'm eating at the hotel. He's there, and I'm like, I don't know how to tell him, like, bro, I have to go to sleep, right? But I say, who are you? What you do? He's like, okay, I have a project in favelas. I'm doing that every day. I support the kids. I was like, okay, fine. After the competition, I go with you. Okay, so but the only thing I want from you, bring me the best kids who play football in these favelas. It's okay, no problem. Next day after the competition, we go to the favelas. We had fun. We play with the crowd. Actually, the video is on YouTube.
I've seen all of them.
It's super cool. The video. You see the atmosphere. Then at the end, I go to this pitch and I play against these kids, 17 years old, barefoot.
Barefoot.
Super technical. We play. I say, okay, I'm gonna play the first beat with my shoes. Then the concept of the video is me playing barefoot. So I'm gonna move my shoes after like 10 minutes. I play after 2 minutes. I'm like, I'm not gonna move my shoes, bro. It's so good. I play against him. He beat me 10-8, and he was so happy, And the next day he messaged me, bro. He said, Messian, you changed my life. So why? Because in the video he keeps saying, oh, Neymar, what's up, Neymar? So I don't understand why. But actually, it turned out one of the agent of Neymar. I don't know really who is this guy, but I know he has a picture with like all the Brazilian players. He arranged like how you call that, a test?
Trial.
A trial for these kids to another state in Brazil. Wow. So he took the flight 2 days after, and he went to another club. And apparently in like 2-3 months, he would do like maybe another trial in another club. So what a story.
Being able to touch people, man, it's amazing, man. Let's talk about the story of DHL losing your ball.
What?
Of DHL losing your football.
Okay, nice. So yeah, actually, DHL after you mean the Maradona one?
Yeah.
Again,
how many balls have they lost?
Many, bro. Like when I bring the ball in Dubai, you mean, right? Yeah, like every time it's a bit of mess, like to get the ball at home, and
that's just a sign, bro. It's a sign that it needs a different home.
So you really want that ball, right?
Really want that ball, bro. So bad, bro.
I told you, just not make me.
I'm doing it, bro.
Inshallah.
Who should we watch out for now?
What you mean?
Who's the up and comer that you're really looking at when it comes to the freestyle world, and who do you think is someone to look out for?
There is different form of freestyle. There is like the freestyle, which is the juggle the ball, no opponent. There is like the panna, which is like when you nutmeg people, so it's one-on-one panna. Then there is like the street football, which is more like the kids I meet in Brazil, Lima, who's more like you play in a street football element, so 4v4, 3v3, often 1v1 at full court. Because every time you change the space of the court, it changed the way to play.
Everything,
Yes, it's not the same sport. But people don't get that. You think you're good at football, you can play every football. No, it's not the truth. Though I would say who watch out, there is many guys, and that's what I want to present in my YouTube videos. Actually,
Yeah.
when I go to one country, I want to discover the new talent.
Yeah.
This is really what I like to do. It's not like I want
Help
to
them by bringing light to their
Yes.
name and their stuff. Yeah.
This is the way I want to do. Like bring like maybe do. I did like a show, reality show,
Yeah.
like in 4 or 5 episodes called Urban Baller House. So I fly in Dubai, 5 guys from different country. They have $10,000 to win, and they have to do some challenges. So sometimes it's like social media challenges, sometimes it's like Panna challenges or freestyle challenges, and it was super cool. We filmed the episode and we released like maybe in 2 weeks in my channel.
Nice.
So those kids, they are all good. So I can't choose one. So maybe one is touched to my heart a bit. It's like a Belgian kid called Mehdi. He's super talented, this kid, and I feel like he's a bit like me back then.
Yeah.
You know, I see this anger, I see this style. You know,
You see a younger you inside him, so you're drawn to him.
yes.
Yeah. And let's talk about the balls, the urban balls. Where did that come around? Because we're going to be signing 2 of these, well, 6 of them, and giving them out to the viewers.
So I said
Maybe
instead of Maradona, take my ball, bro.
I'm taking your ball. Yours is going to be next to the Maradona one. I have a lot of space in my house. I don't care what my wife says, bro. The whole living room is going to be full of stuff, bro. Everything from boxing to football to.
What's your favorite sport then?
To play or to watch?
Ah, nice. To play
To play football, for sure.
and to watch.
Fighting now.
Why?
I don't know. There's something about the skill involved, the angles, because look, Zidane, okay? Zidane played in a way that a lot of people could never play like. He played like a computer. He would know the next 5 passes before he did it. He would know what's happening behind him on the pitch without having to turn his head and look back. He had vision of and understanding. You also get that in fighters. Angles, like you know, running off the ball, how important it is in football. And so many people don't know that football is more about your positioning, even when you don't have the ball, to give the angle for your teammate to show them, or to even draw another player away to let him go like this. So there's also something like that in fighting, positioning your feet in the right place for the next punch or the next kick, or these kind of things that it's
Chess
just so
game.
so interesting to me to watch.
So you should enjoy Panna then, because when we do one-on-one Panna, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
To nutmeg you, I will have to like drive you in a way
Exactly.
like you put your
Some
leg.
misdirection, make my balance go one way so I cannot rebalance to close my legs in time and
Exactly.
stuff. Don't worry, I might get this nutmeg more than you know, bro. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
What was the question?
I said what was your favorite sport? So like you told me fighting. You
No.
like to watch fighting.
But
That's
but before that,
you asked me the question.
the urban ball.
The urban ball. Yeah. About the urban ball, it's also a funny story because when I started freestyle, urban ball already existed.
Oh wow,
So
with the same name.
Yes, Urban Ball was a company created in 2002. It's actually not a ball and a product; it's a sport
Okay.
called Urban Ball. Urban Ball is the way to mix football, basketball, and dance together and create a show around that.
Bit like capoeira.
Yes, like that. So one guy called Dean Ildefons, he had like a couple of freestyler, urban baller together. Some of them did the Nike commercial with Ronaldinho.
Nice.
One of them is my good friend who we create S3 Freestyle.
Yeah.
Another one is working for me as the manager called Andrew, and he was the one in Nike commercial 2001 with Ronaldinho. So when I arrived to freestyle, quite late compared to this guy, 2006, they were starting in 2003, 4. I realized direct the potential of freestyle.
Yeah.
So I decided to create a side project called S3 Freestyle who compete with Urban Ball. And eventually S3 become bigger than Urban Ball. So I bought the brand because I love the concept.
The name and the concept.
Yeah. So I didn't, because this guy didn't want to continue. And he said, okay, I'm not going to do something else with freestyle. I want to develop my own creative agency. And I said, okay, when I start freestyle, I'll start with this ball. I don't want this ball to disappear.
Yeah.
So let's continue the pathway. So I bought the brand. For me, it was the first move I bought something, like as a businessman. And it was super nice feeling. And I remember that was 2010, 11.
Wow. And now it's become part of your brand, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, the ball,
That's all right. Don't worry about it. Things break all the time.
Yeah, all the time, all the time. Yeah, I didn't break anything yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's part of my brand. It's also like quite a challenge because you have to treat it as a business. So you have to like evolve the
Yeah, yeah.
product, do the website, which is something sometimes I'm not that good,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, because you focus on the artistic and the creative part when you talk is so nice.
Yeah, yeah.
But actually, when you have like a creative meeting with your team, you have so many good ideas. But
Yeah,
after
yeah.
there is the execution,
Yeah, yeah,
and
exactly.
or you like delegate,
Yeah.
or you have to do yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't deliver, to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
So that's where I'm a bit.
And that's the way in business, man. Dude, it's been an absolute pleasure having you with me.
Thank you. Same for
I
me.
wish we could go even longer, but it's actually 2 o'clock in the morning today because Sean wanted to start it very late for this episode.
Oh, ça commence.
Don't worry, we'll have another one. And yeah, watch out for the episode coming. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow Sean and all. I mean, he doesn't need my followers. If all of his
No.
come to me,
I'm sure most of the people didn't know me.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't know me, so it's always cool to like.
They're about to know you now after we
Yes.
do the nutmeg challenge.
Yeah,
They're gonna remember you for a while. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. And are you in the gym tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no.
When am I gonna see you again? I just want to know when you're gonna
think
deliver the ball.
Next
basically.
week. Next week.
Next week,
Yeah.
yeah?
yeah.
Okay, I'll just tell my wife that there'll be a ball coming to the house next week.
We'll find
Yeah,
out in
yeah.
a few minutes.
Guys, listen. What I need you to do is I need you to hold one of his legs like this, and you hold one of his legs like this. I need to kick the ball between his legs. Okay, so we'll get ready to do that.
Yeah, but if they do that,
Look, you didn't make any rules. You just said the ball has to go through your
yeah.
legs,
No,
right?
I said you have to nutmeg me.
Ah, damn it.
So this nutmeg means you have to pass the ball through my leg, get it back behind in a football
Yes.
way.
Fairly, then.
Yes.
Fairly. Okay. Cool, man. And dude, thank you for taking the time out and coming out here.
Pleasure.
Guys, we're going to have some wicked urban balls signed and we're going to give them out to you guys. Is there anything that you want to say you forgot or anything like that?
I think like just for the audience who watch this video, it doesn't matter like what you like or like how will be the struggle you think to achieve your dream. Just like give your 100%, and maybe the way will not be will be the one you choose. Maybe it will be something else, but the process you will learn like along the way will help you to grow in the life. And that's what happened to me. I could do freestyle and football, but it could be like I could be a businessman only,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's the only thing. I do that because I love it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Just try, because it's strange because so many people end up doing something else by starting something that they never thought would take them there, and it just leads them somewhere completely different.
Exactly.
Guys, never stop, keep going, and watch out for this nutmeg video coming soon. I'm sure he's gonna nutmeg me many times before I even get close to nutmegging
Only
him.
one we finish.
Boom. I'll see you soon.